Hello. Well, for those of us who like to travel, for those of us who like to travel pretty quickly, and for those of us who find that they have to travel about and have to quite quickly, perhaps we've all noticed a steady slowing down in what we do, how much we get out, where we think of going to. Not true of everybody, but it is of many. Well, here's one place you're unlikely to be rushing off to in a car anytime soon. But the poem today is taken from an image of a motoring trip, a rather rushed motoring trip through the Welsh countryside. And it's about slowing down, observing, watching deeply, looking at what is really going on, understanding it, not rushing to judgment, and seeing Christ there, but also noting that slowing down, not rushing to judgment, not tearing about, and being there is very much modelled by the life of Jesus. So it's about the Welsh countryside, the bleak Welsh countryside. Sheathed in cloud a lot of the year, often raining, sodden, hard land to earn a living from. But at the same time, picture postcard country. They'll have romantic and beautiful ideas. Here's an excellent modern painting showing a bit of the reality of the hard life of the Welsh farmer. God stops for us. Although God is always at work when we're asleep or we're awake, God and God in Jesus is ready to stop, to hear all that we have to say, not to rush past, but to inhabit the space with us as long as we want. We may not be able to feel God's presence, but it is there. And as we tabernacle together with God in prayer, in wonder, in anger, in whatever we bring to the situation, understanding by God's grace and the Spirit grows in that space. Jesus was always stopping. People would bring people to him, say, this person needs your help, and he would stop. People would ask him questions, and he would stop. He stopped to pray. He stopped to talk, to eat, to visit houses. Although always journeying as a rabbi, he was also always stopping and not rushing past the situation, rushing past like that motorist we saw in the first picture, but actually see what you see and what you see beyond. And that's where Christ is. The poem speaks of a motorist rushing past, not really understanding the poverty of the farmers and the farm workers he sees or she sees in the fields around, and comparing that to Christ, comparing their hunger and making connections, which is the call of a poet, with Jesus and Jesus' ministry, making connections perhaps with the story of the Good Samaritan, where we hear this from Luke's Gospel. But a Samaritan, as he journeyed, came to where he was, and when he saw him, he had compassion. He went to him and bound up his wounds pouring on oil and wine. Then he set him on his own animal and brought him to an inn and took care of him. Went to where he was. He came over. He saw the wounds. He reflects the love of God in Jesus, the one who stops, even today, to hear us and understand us more deeply. The picture in the poem is a sharp one of a scarecrow. It's just a scarecrow, but it could be something much, much deeper. Dare we stop? Dare we encounter? Dare we not rush to judgment? Dare we see the person behind the first glimpse? Come down. A peasantry on its knees, not praying, labouring for the bread that perishes. And this one came preaching the gospel of folly, that man shall not live by bread only. So they left the fields to assist at the delivery of the machine from time's sign. Of whom does the scarecrow remind? Arms wide, as though pierced by the rain's nails, while the motorist goes by insolently, wagging his speedometer's finger. Let us see the real situation and let it come, by God's grace, to life among us.